Have you ever had a great idea, but spent so much time thinking about it that you never actually did anything? Overthinking kills more dreams than failure ever could. And in this video, I'd like to talk to you about why taking fast action and getting out of your own head can literally change everything in your life. Whether that be from your careers to your relationships and even in your own personal development. So first off, I want to talk to you about the price of overthinking, because yes, there's a price to overthinking, and no, that price is not positive, right? And in my case, right, I want to talk to you about in my case. In my case, I had a property that we had got under contract, or we were working on getting under contract about 3 years ago, right? So the market wasn't as high as it is now, but it was a property that came with 30 units. So it was a 30-unit apartment complex. And if anybody out there that knows me, you know that one of my biggest goals is to be able to purchase an apartment complex. This was a great opportunity. It was an older property, so it needed some work, right? So a partner of mine and myself, we go on the appointment to go meet with these people, the owners of the property. Some of the apartments were vacant, some of them were occupied, but they were willing to sell this to us for $230,000. You heard that right, $230,000. So this was a steal. I can't remember exactly how much each apartment was going for at the time, but it would have been a steal. But obviously around this time, I didn't know much about apartments, so it was pretty intimidating. And he and I would go, we take a walk, we look at everything, and we were just trying to get it at the lowest price that we can possibly get it, not knowing that it was already at the lowest price that we can possibly get it. And I think that the reason why we were doing that was because we were so scared, right? It's overwhelming. That's just like, well, I don't know what I know now, not back then. Right. So I didn't know how to reach out to certain lenders. I didn't have the contractors that I would need to be able to handle this type of workload. I just didn't know enough. I wasn't educated enough. And because of that, I started to think. I started to think a little bit too much, to the point where we didn't even get it. But fast forward, and a friend of ours ended up purchasing that same property for $250,000. So they sold it to him for $20,000 more than they were going to sell it to us. And because he was well versed in that space, he ended up wholesaling it to another friend of ours who ended up purchasing it for, I think he bought it for like $300,000. So now that gentleman made $50,000 on an assignment. And for anybody out there that's wondering what an assignment is and what wholesaling, I know it sounds like gibberish. Maybe I can create a video one day and just kind of explain that to you. Comment down below, let me know, and I'll do that for you. If I don't have a video already up that talks about it briefly, I'm pretty sure I do, but if not, whatever. If so, I'll link it. But I say all that to say, we missed out. We missed out. And obviously that's in the rear view now, but you know, it's still something to think about to this day, right? I still kick myself a little bit about it, and I still make little jokes with my friend, you know, my partner that I do a lot of these business dealings with. We still kind of laugh about it to this day. And that's the price you pay, right? So that costed us a ton of money. Not for right now, but for later down the road, right? Anyway, so another example can be with dating, right? So you might see that somebody that you're really, really interested in, and because you're intimidated, right, or because you feel like you'll be embarrassed, or because you're just nervous, you miss out on that opportunity. So ladies out there, don't be afraid. Go after him. Fellas, don't be afraid. Go after her. Just say a few words and see what happens, right? It happened with myself and my wife. Like when we used to work in a restaurant together a long time ago. I say a long time ago as if I'm so old, but a long time ago, some years ago. That's how we met. And we were just great friends, great friends. She used to do anything she could for me to make sure that I was always hydrated. And I appreciated that 110%. So shout out to her. And one day we just kind of just hit it off. We just said, hey, look, let's go out to eat somewhere. And we had a conversation, butterflies, but fast forward now and we're married, right? With a beautiful child. What about in your workspace? What about your career, right? So a lot of us are working, and I want to be clear, right? So I make my videos. This channel is not tailored towards any specific group, right? It's to anybody that's dealing with struggles within the sales, right? The sales genre. So like you're that one person that you just want to get better at sales. You want to get better at negotiating. You want to get better at reading people, right? That's who I'm speaking to, right? You don't have to necessarily be the best professional. Maybe you're somebody that's just getting started. So you can be an entrepreneur. You can be you can be working for a Fortune 500 company, right? But maybe that one thing you need help in, I want to be your solution. I want to provide that type of value to you, right? I want to help you build that confidence. I want to help you build anything that you're having those issues with. But let me fast forward because I don't want to start rambling. I'll end up getting into a whole nother topic with that. But so why fast action works? This is a good one, right? So fast action works, right? Because perfection is the enemy of progress. Most of us think that we have to be perfect, but you don't, right? So most successful people they don't wait until they're ready. They start and adjust along the way. So it's like progress, not perfection. Not like, it is progress, not perfection. One of my favorite sayings. So there's a 5-second rule. I don't know how many of us know about the Mel Robbins concept, but the Mel Robbins concept states that if you wait more than 5 seconds to act on an idea, your brain will start talking you out of it. How about instead count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just move, right? So small actions compound, right? Big successes come from taking small, imperfect action consistently. I'll say that one more time. Write that down. Big successes come from taking small, imperfect actions consistently. Okay? So I would say that Jeff Bezos is a perfect example of this. Why would I say that? Because Jeff Bezos didn't overthink starting Amazon. He saw an opportunity, took action, and adapted as he went on. If he had waited for the perfect business plan, Amazon wouldn't even exist today. And that speaks to not only me, but that speaks to anybody out there that had that small idea. It started off small, but you realize, okay, well, if I take this action, this can turn into something huge, right? You have to take that small, you have to start. Like when I first started in my real estate investment company, I was extremely nervous, right? I read a few books to get my mind right, but it wasn't until I actually got out there and I started to take that action, that's when I started to learn, right? So it wasn't until I knocked on that first door or I picked up the phone, which usually feels like a 100-pound dumbbell, right? It wasn't until I picked that phone up and started making calls and hearing people consistently tell me no that I realized, okay, well, this is part of it, right? I got rid of that fear. The first fear was actually doing it. And then when I actually did it, right, that fear left. And what do you think happened when I found success? What do you think happened when I closed on my first property? Proof of concept. So now it's like, okay, well, I did it once, I can do it again. I did it twice, I can do it again, and so on. And so it literally compounds, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you're doing big projects, and now you're using that money to invest in other businesses. And so many things come out of this. And that's why overthinking, that's the steal. That steals your joy. It's the thief of joy. So get rid of that. Like, stop overthinking and just start taking that action, right? Progress, not perfection. Write that down too. Progress, not perfection, because none of us are perfect. All right. So I also want to talk about setting a time limit for your decisions. So what do I mean by that, right? So if you have a pen and a paper, I'd like you to write this down. If you're like me, grab an iPad, write these down really quickly. All right. So I have a couple of things that I want to just share with you, right? So set a time limit for your decisions. Give yourself 24 hours to make a decision on big things and 5 minutes for small ones. Embrace imperfection. That's number 2. Embrace imperfection. Done is always better than perfect. Start messy and refine later. I just gave you an example of me, right? So I was getting so many no's. I was just talking and not knowing what I wanted to say over the phone or when I knocked on that door. But I learned with practice. I built that muscle. I built it. And now by now I've talked to thousands of people. Thousands. Like I literally, my day isn't complete unless I talk to 10 people now. Like I physically have to talk to 10 people. Whether that be a lead that we want to close, a problem that we're trying to solve, a business partner that I want to talk to, a lender, just talk to 10 people. Talk to 10 people and let them know what you do and see where that gets you, right? So number 3, take the first step immediately. Whatever idea you have right now, take the smallest action possible. Send that email, make that call, start writing the plan. It's that simple. Take it immediately. Take that final step. Just take that small action step. Just take it and do it, right? I'm speaking directly to you. You, the person that continues to have these great ideas and continues to not do anything about it. I'm talking to you. All right. So the biggest regrets in life come from inaction, not failure. If you want to change your life, stop thinking and start moving. So comment down below, right? Comment down below. What's one thing you've been overthinking that you'll take action on today? I want to talk to you about it. I want to see if I can help you. And if I'm providing value for you, let me know in the comments, right? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you for taking your time to listen to me again today. And I can't wait to talk to you again next week. All right? Peace.